welcome to the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media LLC. Today's show is hosted by Lendon Wilson, the owner of the Difference Media LLC and creator of the North Texas Community Difference series, and co-hosted by Melissa Mancini and Caitlin Feasel. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our co-hosts and their guests share thoughts and insights about being a professional and the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in a very special way. Because the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. I'm Lendon Wilson. I am the host this morning. We do two shows a week with Wylie. We do one on Tuesday mornings and one on Thursday at 11:30 to 12:30. And if you've been watching any of them, you know that we talk about all the things Wylie. We interview business owners. We interview our community leaders, churches, nonprofits, whoever's making the difference within the community and doing some amazing things. We want to be able to highlight, spotlight, and showcase the people, places, and events that make Wylie so special. I guess you probably see the AMO. So I'm sporting that today for a couple of reasons. We've got a couple of fantastic people that we're going to be interviewing today from Wylie Independent School District, Coach Carter at Wylie High School, and then Joe Murret, which is, believe she is president or vice president of PTA. So we're going to be talking to both of them and kind of dig deep into what's going on with Wylie academically all the way around, and then also with sports. Now, doesn't mean we're leaving out Wylie East. We're going to get Wylie East on. We just haven't gotten to that yet. So don't be offended by AMO if you're on the east side, because you'll get your chance. So having said that, I couldn't do the show without our co-host. I got two wonderful ladies today. Both of them are members of Master Networks Wylie, who is a co-sponsor of this show. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes, but I'm going to bring on Miss Melissa Mancini and Miss Caitlin Feasel. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
All right. Yeah, there you go, Melissa. I thought I was going to tell you you're muted. That's the thing we all do every day, just about every day. So I felt like I talked for 5 minutes the other day, and everybody's like waving at me and trying to get me to stop. And yeah, what I had to say was so good, but nobody heard it. So how are y'all doing today?
Good.
Oh, man, doing great. Ready for school to start. Doing all that school shopping supplies and.
I know, and it's here. It's upon us, and excited to have y'all's guest on today. It's going to be a great conversation. I told Coach Carter before the show, and I'll tell y'all now, because y'all may have to rein me in a little bit. I'll get talking football, and I don't know when to shut up. So
we'll wave at you.
Like, okay, hey, do that. I may have to give somebody my mute button or something like that. Well, let's introduce yourselves first. We're gonna start with Melissa first, and let her go. Caitlin, you'll go, and then we're going to talk just a little bit before we go to break. And we may go to break a little early today if we need to, but we do want to talk about Master Networks Wylie. It's kind of why we were able to put this show together, the support that came from there. It is I want to say unique. A lot of people would think I was silly for saying unique because it's a business networking organization and community, but I've been to a bunch and it is unique. And I want y'all to share the uniqueness and what you love about it. But let's go first with you, Melissa. Tell everybody that's watching today a little bit about yourself and your business.
Yeah, so I'm Melissa. I'm the owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. I am located in downtown Wylie here on Ballard Street, and I specialize in large custom artwork for your home. So I go beyond the JPEG and actually create artwork that's cohesive to your home. And it's all done from photography that we've done together, whether it's a family session or a high school senior session. I do tons of stuff, but also branding and headshots, as well as I shoot the cover for a lot of magazines, including the Wylie Pirate football program, the media guide. It's going to be a really cool one this year. If you have gotten a chance to see it so far, it's so awesome, but I can't wait to show everybody. And I'm a member of the Wylie Master Networks, and seriously can't say enough about it. There isn't even words. There's not words for it. No. Unique is a nice word. It's a great word, but it's not enough.
You create a word.
We are definitely a huge small family, and we love each other, and we support each other, and we help each other grow and succeed, and we cheer for each other. So it's a really great place to be.
Yep. All right, Caitlin, tell us a little bit about you and Elite Diamond Cleaning. I know a little bit about it because I happen to be a client.
Yes. So good morning. I'm the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. We do residential, commercial, and construction cleaning. We service quite a large area, so we're calling in surrounding areas. We have a team of about 10 girls now, those working a variety of Monday through Sunday. So we're actually 7 days a week. Residential is Monday through Friday, so y'all get to have some time at home with your family. One of the things with the cleaning industry that we've really worked hard for is the aspects that are lacking. So communication, dependability, and consistency. So all things that many people struggle, and that's why they go and look for another cleaning company. And so we worked really hard to get those things done and kind of dialed in so that you'll have the best experience. And we take some things off of your plate as a family so you can spend time with your kids or doing things that you love. That's what's most important. So
awesome. Well, ladies, let's talk a little bit now about the master networks, because it is hard to describe. And unless you've been there, unless you've experienced it, everybody's going to have the cynical idea of it's just another networking group where everybody has their hand out waiting for a referral. And that is not what happens with our group. It's just not. And I was blown away because I've been down that road of all the others where you go and everybody, it's like, I hate to use the word, it's like vultures. They just, descend upon you. And who are you? What do you do? But it's not about what they can do for you. It's like, do you know anybody that wants what I do? Right. And so then you're just kind of repelled. And I think that's why everybody kind of has this bad stigma about networking groups, is they're just going to hound me and beat me down to, try to get me to refer people to them. And it's not like that. It is so unique and it's so special. And if anybody out there is honest with themselves, we all know what a challenge it is to be a business owner, right? It is a roller coaster of emotions on a 24-hour period. And it's a nonstop. It's one you can't get off of. There are highs and there are lows. And sometimes we all feel isolated. We feel like that all these bad things are only happening to me. Everybody else has it made. They're smarter than I am. They're more efficient than I am. They're more productive than I am. And when the transparency of our group and the fact that we just lay it out there, I'm struggling today. I'm not going to struggle forever, but I'm struggling today. I'm struggling this moment. I'm struggling this morning, whatever it may be. And just the positive reinforcement, just that support, it has been tremendous as far as from my perspective. Give me you guys or you ladies' thoughts on that.
I think you said it really well. Another thing is, as we're kind of going through some changes, Brittany just became our president a couple weeks ago, and she's doing some really amazing things. So, but just to show this past week, we do have a volunteer leadership team, and they keep things running. And before the leadership meeting, they sent out a survey, speak now. Let's hear what you're liking, disliking. But one of the things was, who's your VIP person this week? And that's not common. I mean, I don't think I've ever really been in a group that's really taking the time to hear who's impacted you most this week. So we got to do a bunch of shout outs, and everyone just shared who they had either had coffee with, or who they'd made the connection for, or really encouraged them. And a ton of them were just like, so-and-so loved on me, so-and-so encouraged me, I'm inspired by this person. And it wasn't the referral base. It was just the fact that the personal connections that we've built, they were just sharing those things. And when you get in a group like that, you really do get tenfold what you would expect if you just come looking for a referral.
Well, you start to realize also, Caitlin, that it goes beyond the referrals. It really goes, being in a good space mentally and emotionally, and is so important for us to weather the storms and battles that we have each and every day. And we have that support group. Melissa, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are beyond words. I love this group more than everything. And I generally love my groups that I'm in, whether it's PTA or, anything that I do. But in general, the master networks, the way that it's built and the way that it's set up and designed to actually help you, it works. And it's designed to build relationships, and then they return, they in turn become referrals. But they left out the part that, like, these are going to be your best friends forever. Right. Like truly the most genuine, hardworking, like-minded people in the business industry are right here in Wylie at our Master Networks meetings every Thursday at 9 at Herman Marshall. Mini plug.
Right.
But yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just such a great thing. You go, you organize a meeting with a counterpart, and you go and you have lunch or coffee or happy hour or whatever it is that you can fit in, even like a 30-minute phone call or FaceTime or whatever is suffice, would suffice. But you become their clients, they become your clients, as well as friends, and then you guys know what their business is doing.
Yeah.
So you can refer them. How would I know if Caitlin is an amazing, has an amazing cleaning company if I didn't use her? And I'm just like, oh yeah, she's the greatest. We know each other. We use each other. I've done Caitlin's headshots,
which are wonderful, by the way.
So we've done business together, and you get to know these people, and you get to really care about them, their person, their heart, their wants and needs for their business and their dreams for their life. And it's easier to pour into them.
I was going to say, doesn't that make it all the more easier to think about and refer them to someone when you know how wonderful a person they are, not just a business professional? Because there's sometimes, I've been in some groups and I knew that this person was really good at what they did, but I was kind of concerned about their personality, whether it was going to be a good fit or not. And so I held off referring, because I'm like, I don't know, and I didn't want to create a problem with this group. I had a face-to-face with Aaron a couple weeks ago. We talked about business for about 2 minutes, and we were there for an hour and a half. We had to set a timer so we could leave, and we had never sat down one-on-one before. It was just such a great conversation. It was so good to get to know him, and it's networking done right. And I'll share this, and then we're going to have to cut to break, and then we're going to come back with our guests. But this group uses social media to promote each other better than anything I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I'm going through the Wylie groups and all these different things, and something's popping up, and somebody goes, I need someone to clean my house. And there's 10 to 15. You need to meet Caitlin Fiesel, Elite Diamond Cleaning. There's someone that needs headshots, or I've got a senior, I need to get photos. And it's all about Melissa Mancini. And it's all people in our group that are posting and tagging. And so we're working for each other.
the coolest part in that with that to me is, you never know if somebody's just like spouting off their friend's name.
Correct.
And, like, use her, she's great. But they've never used them,
Yeah.
And so all of our people that are doing that, we've all used each other's services, and we can vouch for what we're saying. We're not just like, she's the coolest, she's the greatest, use her. We've actually had experience working with them. Yep. In addition to having a relationship and being, networking partners and all of that stuff, we actually know what we're talking about when it comes to us referring somebody. So it's really cool when there's 15, 20 of us jumping in on there and it's legit. So
absolutely. Well, ladies, we need to cut the break. When we come back, we're going to bring in your guest, and then we're going to do the What's Up Wylie segment, and then that will lead us into talking to your guest even more. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by One Payon and JP Direct Health, providing affordable health insurance solutions as a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Allison Wilson and Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex. Here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life. Cordell Reynolds with Platinum Eagle Mortgage. Your mortgage journey starts here. Marley Knapp with Norwex, chemical-free, sustainable solutions for your home. And by Tara Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference. And now back to the show.
All right. Special thanks to those sponsors. We'll have more as we go through. We'll have another break at the halfway point, and then another one at the 3/4 point. And those sponsors are actually part of our group of Master Network. So thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for being co-hosts on the show, and thank you for being such awesome people in Master Network. So now we're going to do the What's Up Wylie segment. I got to hit the sounder on this, y'all.
What's up, Wylie?
There we go. So I'm really proud of that. It took me 2 minutes to make it. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Wylie, but what's great about the show today is that we have two guests that are super impactful on what's going on in Wylie and what's up in Wylie. And so we're excited to get the firsthand view and responses from them. Obviously, school's about to start again. So a lot of us are excited about that. A lot of us are more excited than maybe we should be, but we're excited for all the different reasons. Football season's starting, and I'm super excited about that. I am a football junkie. I'm a football nut. Happy to have the guest on today. So let's bring in Joe, and let's bring in Coach Carter. Welcome to the show.
Morning.
Morning.
How are y'all today?
Doing great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Short night, first day of practice yesterday, so
Right.
lots of coffee today.
Yeah, I bet. So we're going to get into talking a little bit about, what's going on. But before we do, I'm going to let Caitlin, if you want to introduce Coach Carter, and then Melissa, we'll let you introduce Joe.
Thank you, Coach Carter, for being on this morning. So he has been coaching for 26 years overall, and he has spent 18 consecutive years here coaching in Wylie, and he is amazing. So he does a really great job with his team, and from what I have heard, I've never personally been on your team, but and I've just heard that you do a really great job encouraging those kids to make them be their very best and to make your team the best they can be. So great job getting to encourage and guide those kids along in the really important years of their life, those high school years. So do great job and keep it up. So.
Thank you.
All right, Melissa.
Let me introduce you to my dear friend, Joe. She is the president of the Wylie ISD Council of PTAs, and she and I have served on several PTA boards in our district, as well as council for the last 5 years. And she's amazing. I literally can't say enough about her. She is a rock star. We call her PTA Barbie. She's literally the best friend you could ever have. She's great. She's amazing. She's your cheerleader. She's amazing. I can't say enough. I love you, Joe.
I love you.
All right. We're going to let ladies go first. So Joe, I'm gonna bring you up. I want you to tell everybody about who you are as a person, and then also as a PTA leader.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm Joe Murret. I've been in this area about 12 years. So I've been serving on a local board for this will be my 11th year serving PTA. I started volunteering with PTA when my baby was in kinder. And then her first grade year, I joined one of the local boards at WIT. Once a wolf, always a wolf. Always love my WIT wolves. But I have served since then. And now I am, my daughter's a junior at Wylie High, AMO. And I'm excited to serve. I love PTA. I'm current council president. Now, what our council does is I'm no longer serving on a local board because I'm in this position. Our council board is the one that operates to connect to and care for our local boards. So every PTA, every campus in Wylie has a PTA board. And our council board takes care of all of those boards. So I'm the mother of two. I have one at Cooper, who's in 7th grade, my son Bo, and then my daughter, who's in 11th grade at Wylie High. I have an awesome husband here, just super supportive. He supports this mission. PTA can be a full-time job, you guys. It can really take a lot of time, especially when you get to this level, because you are caring for so many people. But that's what I love. That's me as a person and as a PTA leader. I can tell anybody I've served on just about every role there is to serve on PTA. This is my last stop shop. I figure you take it all the way up, then you move on from there. But I love to serve. I love humans, and everybody will tell you I love the volunteers. So for me, it's like one of my favorite roles I've ever done was being volunteer coordinator over at WIT, because you got to work with, you got to be the one to encourage people to join in. You got to be the one to say, this is why this is important. Show them why it's important, by your example, take the lead and then bring people along. And I work in the community a lot with my religious organization, and I work a lot with PTA. But everything I do, I said I'm a career volunteer, and I love it. I love giving. I love giving to the community. I love the people that I'm able to work with. I love our schools. I think that we're just so blessed as a community to have amazing schools, amazing administration, a school board that cares so much about us. Like it's an absolute pleasure to serve. And if you go anywhere else, I just finished my leadership training this summer. If you go anywhere else and you've been here, you will be shocked that everything is not this way. Like, I feel like we're in, I don't know, what do you call one of those Pleasantville's or whatever those little, yeah. Wow, our community is so great. You go other places and you're like, oh, y'all don't do that, and y'all don't have this, and your superintendent doesn't come to every single meeting. Like, it's a very special place. And just me as a mom, I've always wanted to be there with my kids. It's why I started serving. I had those babies that I never wanted them to leave me. So when she went to kindergarten, I went to kindergarten. It's a true story. And I've never left. And I take that love of my child. It started with her. It started with me just wanting to be with her, to me loving all of those babies. Like, they all became mine. That's something that people say about me all the time. It's like, when I say they're all my kids, they're all my kids. So that's just me, who I am as a person. That's who I am as a leader. And I really love it. I really enjoy it.
That's awesome. Joe, you made a comment, and I'm going to have to piggyback off of that. I started coaching, it's almost 30 years ago. And my intent was, I was actually asked to fill in for a coach that had a heart attack. And I'm like, well, the team that they're asking me to coach is really good. There's a chance they can win the state championship and I can be a part of that. And we didn't. And they asked me to come back the next year. What I did not know, what I did not anticipate, and this is after playing so many years, was the connection that I was going to develop with those kids. And it's something you can't get away from, because for me, it was like, okay, maybe I need to stop this year and go back into business world. And I'm like, but what about these freshmen? How good can they be if I coach them 4 more years? And before you look up, you've been there for 15, 16 years. And I'm like, wow, what a great career. And so that's going to lead me now to talking to Coach Carter. Coach, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. I know it was last notice, but I appreciate you stepping in, and excited to talk to you about what's going on with the Wylie Pirates this year. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about you. I know Caitlin shared a little bit about your history. You've been around Wylie for a long time. You've been in Arkansas. Both we share that commonality. We're both Arkansas boys. And so tell everybody a little bit about you personally, family life, anything you want to share with us.
Like you said, I grew up in Arkansas, played college football. I'm a Wonder Boy. That was our mascot. So, not a typical tiger, lion, or bear, mascot. And I believe you were a boll weevil, right?
I was a boll weevil. So I don't know which one's worse, Coach, but the mule riders were worse, right?
Yes, no doubt. So, but no, this was my first job in the coaching profession. My wife was a volleyball player. She was from the Metroplex here, and I didn't really want to be a coach. I thought I was going to work for the Game and Fish Commission for Arkansas. I have a fish and wildlife biology degree, and that's what I wanted to do. And I think the good Lord had other plans for me. And all I'd ever done was play ball and go to school. So that's what I get to do now. I'm, at the age that I'm at and the longevity of my career, I get to go play football every day and be around kids and go to school. So I don't feel like I go to work every day. I get to go have fun and hang out and interact with our kids and try to teach them some of the things that I've learned. Like I said, my wife's in education. She's a principal in Garland ISD. Our son was a graduate of Wylie High School. He was in that Wylie band and went to Texas A&M Commerce on a band scholarship, and now is in his second year as an assistant band director in McKinney ISD. So a family full of educators. So everything started this week for us. So I told my wife, I'll see you in November. So
right,
it's kind of tough around the house, this time of year, but it is. That's what we do, and it's fun. And I think, kind of like you said a while ago, it's being around the kids. That's what makes it fun. The interaction, the building relationships, and kind of like Miss Murret said, just I don't know. It's that seeing that light bulb above those kids when you help them do something or show them something that they didn't think they could do, or just talking to them or being there for them, or whatever. That's the satisfaction that I get from being in the profession.
Absolutely, and it was funny to me, Coach, and I know that you probably had these same experiences, and Joe, probably you as well, when you're around kids as much. My first surprise at being a coach and being around kids like that was my connection to them, and how I just didn't want to leave. How it's hard to walk away from it. But then once I did, what really got me was the kids that would call me or reach out to me 10, 15, 20 years after graduation and going, do you remember when you said this thing? And it made it impacted my life. It changed everything for me. And I'm sitting there going, I don't remember that, because it wasn't an insignificant thing, but for me at the moment it was, but it stuck with them. And I think that's when you start realizing then the impact you have on so many people and the opportunity to impact them is something that I really miss now in coaching. I mean, it's one reason I wished I could go back. But Coach, I don't envy all the hours you're having to spend now. You mentioned game and fish. I actually now get to go hunting in the fall when I didn't get to do that before.
You know, like you said, I think two of the most rewarding things for me is, you know, maybe it's 5, 10 years down the road, but, you know, I got 2 wedding invitations this summer from former players. You know, that's kind of cool when they invite you to come to their wedding.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if a kid calls, you know, hey, coach, I'm applying for the fire academy in Collin County. Can you write me a reference letter? You know, of course I can. You know, that makes you feel good that they trust you enough and respect you enough to write them a reference letter for college or for work or wherever it's at. You know, those are the rewarding times that you see it pay off, you know, years down the road. They don't realize it now, but, you know, 5 to 10 years, you know, that's what we try to teach our kids, you know, in all of our athletic programs here at Wylie is, you know, it's not just about living in the now. It's about the same thing that y'all are doing now. It's about networking and, you know, 5 to 10 to 15 years down the road, where are you going to be? And, you know, the people you've met and things like that. My son learned that the hard way. He thought it was all about, you know, I can conduct music better than anybody, but it's about the relationships that he made with other people in college or other people in the band profession that kind of helped him, you know, get to where he's at now.
Absolutely, 100%. We're going to have to cut the break real quick, but when we come back, I want to touch on that, Coach. I want to talk about those relationships and how important it is in all of our areas of life, and how teams and schools and really set the stage for that in us moving forward. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we are back talking to Joe Murret, president of the Wylie PTA, and Coach Jimmy Carter, head coach of the Wylie High School Pirates, AMO. So we were talking before we left just about the relationships that we build, and obviously, you know, this show has been and will continue to be focused around the people that own businesses within the Wylie area and how significant they are to Wylie and how significant Wylie is to them, and it can't be significant without relationships. And I love that sports and that coaches. I think everybody, when they think of coaching, they think of the sport you're coaching, and that's really all you care about. But there's so much that goes into coaching. And in order to be a good team, you got to build character, you got to build relationships, you got to build team first. And that carries over when these kids leave school. Because face it, Coach, you probably know the statistics, but it's a very, very small amount of people that will play professional sports. And so they're going to go pro somewhere. It just may not be in sports. And so the things that we learn, the things that we're taught by the leaders in front of us at school, the PTA leaders, when they do so much for these kids. And Joe, I want you to talk now about that. I want you to share some things. One you just shared that I didn't realize that there was basically a PTO oversight committee for all the other PTA organizations. I think that's something that most people would not really understand. So talk a little bit now, Joe, about the PTA and what it's doing for the community, the students, teachers, everybody involved.
Okay, well, it's interesting you brought that up because PTA, I just had this conversation with someone who didn't realize we actually have a state organization and we have a national organization. PTA is huge. It is not your average bake sale. Like, we are talking advocacy. It's not, y'all. It's so much bigger than that. You know, our state officers and our state board, they do a lot up at the Capitol. There are main offices in Austin, so they're up there a lot advocating for our kids because PTA is actually an advocacy organization. And people get that confused because they think sometimes we're all about fundraising. We have to, of course, raise funds, but for the best practice for PTAs is, let's say you have one fundraiser. You have to have 3 to 4 programs for every one fundraiser you have. So when we're raising funds, all those funds are going back into programs for our kids. So let's talk about that piece for a minute, for what it is that PTAs are actually doing on these campuses. You know, everybody thinks that if you become a member, and FYI, today is our brand new membership year has started, so please join your local boards. And in Wylie, we have something special called a Matey membership, where you can join multiple boards at one time. This year, I'll be a Captain's Club member, so I'll be a member of all the boards in the whole district. But the money we raise in PTA is specifically for programs we give our kids. Like, I think people think this stuff just happens on these campuses. Like, you know, the people that come and perform on stage, and, you know, the big carnivals you see, and water slides and Kona ice and all the things. PTA normally sponsors those things, and that is what the funds come from. So when people say, well, what is my money going towards? It's like pretty much everything in Wylie, at least. Our PTAs are dominant on those campuses. We have extraordinary support from Dr. Vincent on down. Dr. Vincent is probably the most unbelievable supporter of PTA, and it's his backing that makes our organization, our units, so strong in this community, because we see the benefit. People see the benefit because of the people supporting it and pushing it forward. But all the little programs, all the little things you see going on in the school are normally sponsored by PTA. So I grew up in South Louisiana. We had small schools. We didn't have PTAs that looked like this. We didn't have parent involvement that looked like this. Our PTAs are all volunteers, parents, moms, dads, grandparents, you know, and they're on those campuses and they're putting these programs on, and our children are benefiting. Like, I've never had these kinds of experiences growing up, you know, on my schools, and it's just unbelievable to see it happen. But you're talking everything. You're talking all the events. You're talking about programs that are put on, reading programs. Most of our boards have a reading program that they sponsor all throughout the year. So the kids are reading books. They're getting rewards for reading books. You know, they're getting different prizes, field trips, things like that. But it doesn't just stop with our kids. Like, we are there making sure our kids have as much as we can give them. But then we're also supporting their teachers so that their teachers give them the best support. You know, many of our PTA moms and dads are making copies for teachers, or, you know, taking care of things that teachers are asking for on campus. We're providing lunches for teachers. We're doing our Teacher Appreciation Week, mostly sponsored by PTAs on campuses. And even if they're not financially able to sponsor a big teacher appreciation week, they're still the ones volunteering and putting it on and making sure that it happens. It's incredible. If you ever get to take a sneak peek into what these local boards are doing on our Wylie campuses, you would be truly impressed. I know that I am, but I know I've been in it, right? I've been in the thick of it for many years. So I've grown with it, and then I've watched it grow. Like every year our membership numbers grow for PTA. We were at a little over 12,000 members this year. And the year before we were under 10, but wow. People are seeing what we're doing, and the growth is happening because we're making a point of showing our community why we're here and what we believe in for our kids. PTA from the top down is all about these schools. It is all about these children, and we go on there and those kids start knowing us, y'all. And I'm getting to that point in PTA where my babies are not babies. They're graduating high school. Like, this is kind of a tough year for me coming in because all the moms I started serving with have seniors. So they're going out, and then it's going to be my turn next year. But it's just a beautiful thing to watch. We have a lot of things that we offer, but also along with that, y'all, we have tremendous community support. You guys are talking about networking and things like that. But let me tell you, we get so many sponsors. We get so much financial support from our local businesses. We could not do it without this community.
Well, Joe, that's what I was going to ask. I'm like, because you mentioned you're from Louisiana, I'm from Arkansas. I moved to Texas as fast as I could get here. And, I've lived in a few different communities. I've lived in Garland. I've lived in Rockwall. I'm now in Wylie for my second time. And Wylie's a different place. I mean, it really is. And everybody may think, well, everybody says that depending on where they are, but it's different. It's really different. And it reminds me so much of a community I grew up in Arkansas that was a real close-knit, small town. So my question is, the fact that the PTA is so successful here and so dynamic, how much is attributed to Wylie being Wylie and everybody pitching in? That's the thing about it's almost like nobody waits to see who's going to do it first. Everybody just jumps in, and everybody gets their hands dirty, and everybody contributes, and everybody pulls the wagon, so to speak, together.
It is because it's Wylie. It really, it's our community. There's not much more you can say about it because the community always comes together. And it is, I'm telling you guys, I went to a conference where the whole state was represented. The whole state, everybody, every council was there, was represented. And I'm thinking, I kind of came in like, kind of feeling like the small fish in the big pond. And it was like, nope, little Wylie, who's a small district compared to many others. Y'all, we were booming. The awards we won, the membership numbers we had, the increases we had, that is all because of our community. From the businesses, the citizens, everyone here supports. And it is why our PTAs are successful. If we didn't have that, because our towns right next to us don't have the success we have. It's Wylie. It's our people here. It's our community. It's a very, very special place.
We're gonna give away the secret, and we're gonna have a bunch of people want to move here.
Oh, really?
No,
I think that's amazing. I never really knew. I knew somewhat of what PTA did. But just learning more kind of about their structure, I had no idea that it was a national, on a national level. I knew there were PTAs all around, but I didn't know that they were connected and they had the support that they really needed to achieve what they needed to do to support the kids and the teachers and the schools, because it really does make the difference in what the schools need and for the teachers. And so I think that's really, really amazing.
Yeah. Our happy teachers mean happy students, and our kids come home happy, and our administrators are happy.
Yes,
it's that level of support we have here is unmatched. It really is. There's very few admins I could tell you would say anything negative about their PTA boards because we take good care of them. They are a treasure in this district.
That's awesome. Well, folks, we're going to have to go to our third and final break. When we come back, we're going to let Coach Carter talk a little bit about the upcoming season. I know he can't wait to talk about that. I can't wait to find out about it. I want to see how we're going to do. And so everybody stick around. When we come back, Coach Carter will be talking about Wylie Pirate football.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing and Restoration. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays. The Power of Advertising. Lynn Heberly with Coldwell Banker Apex, guiding you home with heart and expertise. Caitlin Fiesel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your home and office is a diamond. Let's get it out of the dust. Dallas Jones with Rementis, bringing your memories and technology back to life. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. And by Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. 3/4 of the show gone. We got just a little bit, about 15 minutes left. And so what we're going to do is we're going to let Coach Carter talk a little bit about the upcoming season, what his expectations are. I want to hear a little bit about how many guys you got out for football this year. I was really surprised to see. I asked Braden last night, I'm like, do y'all have because I knew they had two freshman team last year. I said, y'all got two JV teams too? And he goes, yep. And I'm like, that's a lot of kids out for football. When I coached at Dallas Christian, we had enough for one team, and most of them went both ways. So I'm sure, being from Arkansas, Coach, you've seen those schools that those kids they don't come out of the game once the kickoff starts. So tell us a little bit about Wylie. What are we going to see this year? What are you excited about? Anybody you want to mention that's back? That just talk to us.
All right. Well, first, I'd like to thank Miss Murret and the PTAs, because as an educator, they're behind the scenes. They don't get the thanks that they deserve, and so I know as an educator, I thank everything that y'all do, because we couldn't make it. Like the old saying, it takes a village to raise our kids. It literally takes a village to raise our kids, and so I do thank everything that y'all do for us as teachers and for our kids. So, thank you.
You're very welcome.
This season, I think last night I counted about 120 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. Like I said earlier, I'm from a small town in Arkansas. There's more kids in this school building than the town that I grew up in. So,
yeah,
I think there was 19 on my varsity team my senior year. So, you're right. Nobody came off the field, but had a great year last year. Went 8-4. Went to the second round and ran into Duncanville, and the eventual state champion, and nobody beat them, so I don't feel too bad about losing to them. But coming back this year, you've got some pieces of the puzzle that are returning. You got some questions to be answered. First time in Wylie Pirate history that we didn't go through a spring football season. We had several coaching changes back during the spring. And it just wasn't conducive for our kids at that point in time to do the spring football. So we actually are starting a week earlier this summer and get an extra scrimmage going in. And so we'll kind of see how that kind of plays out. It's always good when you have a returning quarterback. So last year was the first year in several years that we hadn't had a returning quarterback, but this year we have a junior Jagger Bell that's going to be back, under center for us, or in the shotgun. Nobody goes under center anymore. So
no,
it's kind of a term that you use, but and then offensively, it's we've got a few receivers: Martavian Sanders, Jackson Draper, that saw some playing time last year, and Jordan Caton at offensive line. Other than that, it's going to kind of be, we got some young kids that are going to kind of fill in the holes on our offensive side. Defensively, we were ranked in the top 5 in the Metroplex last year in defense. And Coach Shields, the defensive coordinator, who's a homegrown Wylie guy, that grew up in the system here and came back to coach here and does a great job with our defense. We got Austin Fabian, an inside linebacker, be a 3-year starter there. Austin is just one of those hard-working linebacking kids, that he could call the defense and you trust him to get it done. We've got Cam Draper and Deuce Johnson up front on the D-line, and got multi-sport talented Brady Dalton, that outside linebacker. He just got back last weekend from a showcase tournament in baseball with the Atlanta Braves, and so he kind of he's a big time baseball player and a big time football player. He was in the top 5 in the state last year in sacks. So, looking for good things back from our defense also.
That's awesome. You talked, Coach, about some coaching changes. You want to talk about who you brought in, and did any of the schemes change, or are you still pretty much running what y'all ran last year?
We lost 4 coaches last spring, and all 4 of them were promoted. We had 2 coaches that went to be offensive, defensive coordinators in Tyler. One went to be a defensive coordinator in Garland, and then one got a head wrestling job over in Prosper. So, you kind of feel like, that's my job, is to kind of groom our coaches to be coordinators and to be head coaches. And so, that kind of makes you feel good. But the guys that we brought in have been here, most of the summer, and they're fitting right in. Our offensive, defensive coordinators are still the same. So scheme-wise, not much has changed. And I told the kids the other day or yesterday that, change scares me because, we all like that, being comfortable and everything staying the same, but change is good, and change is going to make us better, and change is going to make us grow. So, that's one of the topics that we had in our pre-practice meeting yesterday.
Well, Coach, being around football as long as I have, and coaches tend to be a little superstitious sometimes. Do you have any unique superstitions, anything that, because you just talked about you like to have things the same way? I'll give you a short story. When I was at Dallas Christian, I don't know if you know Coach Mike Wheeler or not, but I was at Dallas Christian, and if we won our first game, wherever we went that Saturday when we were game planning for lunch, we had to go until we lost. And we went 14-0 my last year coaching. And so that chicken fried steak got pretty old by the time the end of the season was there. But I sucked it up and just kept eating it every weekend because we kept winning.
Yes. I don't think there's one thing specific that I do, but it's weird that the coaches were just talking about that the other day about, remember, 2010 when we went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs, we ate this every Sunday for lunch. Well, 2008 when we went to the state championship game, I think I had a Burger Island double burger, French fries for like 14 weeks in a row.
So it wasn't just me then, huh?
No. Whatever it is about the sports world or whatever, what you think it's whatever you did, but it's not. But that's just the world we live in. But I do the same thing. Wherever I went for lunch on Sunday, we played good that next week. That's where I went back to lunch the next week. So.
Well, it doesn't matter, but you don't want to take a chance, right?
No. Sometimes the wife's not real happy with that, but that's just kind of sorry. You got to do your part to help us win too.
That's right. And I will say this, Coach. It takes a special woman to be a coach's wife. A very special woman, and I know you know that. So, Coach, we've got about 8 minutes. I want to give everybody a chance to again tell everybody who they are and how to contact them. 2 things before we get into that, though. What do you see your biggest challenges this year? Is there a particular team, anything that moving forward that you've got circled on that calendar that is extra motivation for you, or how do you see the year going?
You can circle a game on the calendar. The Crosstown Showdown is always a big game. Last year it was for a district championship. This year it could possibly be for a district championship again. But we try to teach our kids to take each week at a time. Each week is a big game. You just have to go about that. I think the biggest challenge is going to be gaining experience with some of our younger kids and some continuity. Excuse me. With our kids and and some of our new coaches.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to give everybody a chance, and we'll start with ladies first. But we want to talk a little bit. We've got just a couple minutes, so we're going to go around this as a round table real quick. We want to talk about networking, right? We talk about different things that are so important to our business community and our community as a whole. Joe, I want to start with you. How important is networking when it comes to the success of PTA?
Huge. We are out at local businesses constantly. Melissa Mancini is one of our sponsors also, just FYI. We have amazing photo booths at just about every one of our events, and it's always a hit, and people absolutely love it. But she's been 100% sponsored that for many years now. But yeah, we get out in the community and we meet our community, our business owners, our local leaders, because we do have that. We do need that connection to keep our PTAs going strong. So that's, for us, like number one. So you'll see me a lot out and about in the community at different businesses, meeting people.
Awesome. And Joe, I saw you put that in the comments, so I did put that up. Joinpta.org. So I want to make sure everybody can have access to that. It'll be in the comments and the description after the show is over. So if you forget about it, you can come back and find it there. Coach Carter, it's as a coach, you got to network with a lot of people, right? You got a lot of parents to network with. You got just quite a bit. So talk about networking for you. What does that mean as a coach?
Oh my gosh, it's a nonstop job, communicating with parents, Miss Mancini as a parent, as a business sponsor, watching her up here this summer, taking pictures for our media guide. It was just a great atmosphere that she brought in, from the community, not necessarily having a kid here, but, being a community member and being a business owner here. We get out in the community, we get our kids out in the community. That's one of the things that we try to teach them is, the community gives to us through, buying ads in our program or coming to the football games, supporting us, Meet the Pirate Night. We have a lot of local businesses and food trucks that come out. Excuse me. First day of practice, a lot of hollering last night. So
yeah,
for that. But, trying to teach our kids, these community members, these parents, give to you. You can have all these nice things and play the game of football. We teach them to be able to give back. And so, the Wylie community is just an awesome place to be. Like you said, I've been here twice now. And God willing, this is where I'll finish my career.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank both of y'all for being on. I'm going to let Caitlin and Melissa close us out today, talking a little bit about their business and how people can get in touch with them. Melissa, we'll let you go first, and then Caitlin will follow you.
All right. Well, first of all, I just have to say, as Coach Carter said earlier, it really does take a village to raise these kids. And without, Coach Carter, little piece. I have a kid that's on Coach Carter's team. He's a junior, just like Joe's daughter at Wylie High, and he had multiple surgeries at the end of the school year last year, and kind of has been, just struggling to find his voice and his place, and am I ready, and all of that. And having those connections with Coach Carter, my husband and I have been able to reach out to him and really have him, dig a little deeper into our kiddo and just make sure that he understands that he's loved and he's wanted and he's needed on this team. And so I really, Coach Carter, can't thank you enough for being there on this journey with us, for him to help him succeed. And Joe as well is literally the best cheerleader ever. I love you so much, and I really appreciate all that you do for our schools and for my family and for just our boards in general, because they really deserve a leader like you, and you're just the greatest. So anyway, but I'm Melissa Mancini. I own Melissa Mancini Photography. We are a boutique portrait photography studio here in downtown Wylie, and we specialize in large custom artwork for your home to give you that special home feeling when you walk into the door. And it's not just you're going to your house. You're coming home, and you're going to feel that love and that energy as soon as you walk in the door. And we we focus on high school seniors and families and business headshots. And it's really all about, networking with you and kind of understanding where you want your images to look, who you're trying to serve and your client, your target market, what you want your home to look like, all of that. And so I'm here to do that for you. We just don't want you to let your babies grow up to be JPEG.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. Caitlin, we have about 15 seconds. So
thank you guys so much. I look forward to connecting with you guys some more. And I loved getting a sneak peek into Wylie. I don't have any kids yet, so I don't have any kids in the school district. But I'm Caitlin Gould, Caitlin Fiesel, sorry.
She's recently married, y'all, so get it right.
Caitlin Fiesel, owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. You can find us at elitediamondcleaning.com, and my phone number is 214-300-9876. Thank you for joining with us.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We had a pretty good viewership. It will continue to grow. This will post again on our radio station tomorrow morning. So if you didn't get to see it or you want to go hear it, 2940 The Difference, that's internet radio. You can find us at www.thedifferenceradio.com. Coach Carter, Joe, thank you so much for coming on and sharing the things that makes Wylie so very special and the people that makes Wylie so very special. Love to have you on again. So I hope you enjoyed it, because we will be inviting you back. But again, thanks to everybody that tuned in today. We'll be back on again on Thursday at 11:30. So until then, Amo.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.